Hello and welcome to Mental Health Awareness Week, Day 7, the final day of the vlog. Today we're going to be talking about where I am now and what I do to maintain my mental health. I think first of all, mental health is something that everyone should be attuned to. Mental health is something that everyone has, and it's not just limited to those that have had negative experiences with it. For me, it's all about keeping an eye on early warning signs. Specifically, that is sleep, stress, and most importantly, mood. Now, if my mood's slightly higher but I'm still getting enough sleep and I'm not overly stressed, I'm not too worried. It's more of if all those three in combination work together, then red flags start to fly. And this is when I usually reach out to friends just to say, look, this is what's happening, just to make you aware. I know I'm running a bit high at the moment, just please keep an eye on me. There's nothing wrong with being outgoing and there's nothing wrong with having a good time and enjoying yourself. But I found that my friends were the first to notice when things weren't quite normal with me. And if they are saying, look, you seem a bit odd, you seem like you're a little bit too extra than usual, then I just try and rein it in. As well as keeping that conversation open with my friends, I also make sure to get regular exercise, work out where you can, get some fresh air. It really is essential to me, and it really does give me an element of peace of mind. Another key element that I found that's really helped me, and I'm not saying it helps everyone, but just talking about it, doing things like this, doing things like writing the blogs for mine, doing things like talking in schools, doing things like talking at the summits, all those elements really do help my confidence and also help me come to terms with it. If anything, I'm actually incredibly grateful for the experiences I've had with mental health. It's opened my eyes to the world of mental health. It's made me more accepting as a person. It took me back to ground zero and gave me an opportunity to build up from nothing. Now I'd say that, that much to the dismay of my friends, I'm probably more confident than I ever was. I have a sense of self like I've never felt before. And at 23, I can truly say I know who I am. And that is just amazing. And yes, I still go out drinking with my mates, I still go on big trips, I still go on holidays. The stuff in Singapore and the airline hasn't stopped me from getting on planes. I still throw really questionable dance moves in any kind of club setting if I've had a tickle or two. You do come back to normal, and that's a little bit about taking the time that you need. And I know I was in a very, very rare and fortunate position where I had this lovely space to recover in and the time needed to do so. But there does come to a point when mentality does come into it. Sometimes you do need to just think, right, I need to get my life back, here we go. One thing that I wanted to just pick up on, a year and a half ago, the government commissioned an independent review on the Mental Health Act. This review found over 150 recommendations that needed changing urgently, and only a few of those have been made. It just needs a reassessment, and it needs the government's time. If we can just shift that conversation and get the government addressing the issues that this review found. If anyone is interested in the review or would like to know more information, by all means reach out and I'll happily send you an information packet on it. When I first released episode 1, I got a great question from a friend of mine. He asked, how do we practically support those who are struggling with their mental health and show initiative, rather than say, I'm here for you if you need it? Although technically it's an offer to help and often probably has good intentions behind it, it seems almost too open-ended in general. It also still leaves the person who is struggling needing to take all the initiative of asking for specific assistance rather than accepting practical help. It's a really, really good question. It's all too easy to say, just give me a shout if you're struggling, give me a call if you want to talk through anything. That there puts you in a passive position, and someone that potentially is feeling or having negative thoughts may not feel like they're going to be in an active position. So what I'd say is, if you know or you've got a friend that is in that sort of position, just check up on them, give them a call every week, see how they're doing. Don't pry, don't say, oh, how are you feeling this week? Just say what you've been up to. And if they feel like it, then they can then change the conversation or turn the conversation towards more of their mood and how they're feeling. And then, if needs be, you can offer the support that they need. Thanks again, that's a great question, and I hope that helped to some degree. Before I sign off this series, there are a few people that I have to thank. Starting off with Mind. Mind have been incredible in giving me a platform to be able to spread awareness and to reach an audience I never thought possible. I'd also like to say thank you for PinPoint Media, because without you guys, I don't think I'd even have any element of production. And they essentially taught me how to use a camera, which has been an absolute lifesaver, especially in lockdown. I'd like to do a special shout out to the GRiP charity in Gloucester. GRiP are a charity that work with young people who have experienced psychosis. They didn't only just give me an element of support, but they gave me an element of community. They put on football classes each week. They took me on an all-expense residential to Wales, where I did abseiling, kayaking, coast steering, and climbed up a weird pole thing. But they were just so amazing, making me feel like I was a person again. Special shout out to my counsellor Adam, who came out every week for a year and a half just to hear me whine on about all my issues. So thank you to all those support services that were involved in my recovery, from Newcastle to Gloucester to even Singapore. Friends and family, you know who you are, you're amazing. There's one man I really need to thank, that is Gareth Longstaff. He was there every step of the way. He gave me the time I needed to make sure that degree was finished to a standard that I was happy with. So yes, thank you guys for joining me on this. It's been absolutely shattering but amazing at the same time, and it's been lovely to see how many of you have connected with the vlogs and have reached out and spoken to me personally. I know it's a bit beggy, but if anyone watching here has related to anything I've spoken about this week, please go and find that episode and share it, because awareness is so key, and I'm hoping that these vlogs can bring some form of insight. And finally, I really do, she's told me not to do this, but I have to. My mum is amazing. I can't put into words about how fantastic she's been in this whole experience, through supporting me even now to my recovery, to coming out to Singapore in the middle of the night to come get me. She's an amazing woman, and she's always been there to listen to me whenever I've needed it, whether that be stupid o'clock in the morning or stupid o'clock in the night. She has been my rock through this all, and I really couldn't do this without her. She has held me and supported me through everything, and I can't thank you enough for that, Mum. I love you to the moon and back, always. But yeah, that's it. Vlog week done. It's finito. You probably are so happy about that, so you don't have to see my face anymore. But it is gone, and it's been an amazingly frantic, hectic experience for myself. But yeah, please guys, if you did relate to anything, please share it as much as you can. There's been some really positive conversations this week, and I hope that only grows. And I hope awareness only spreads further and further. And that's it. Dan Miller, signing out. Thank you and goodbye.